Hi everyone, welcome to the second video in this series. We're looking now at the README first document. So what it's doing is it's just letting us know what's going on and just getting us prepared for getting all our tools together to undertake all the subsequent steps. What we're going to be looking at, the technologies we're going to be looking at are FLASK, PWA and SQLite here. We'll also be looking at a few features of VLC and a little bit of GitHub as well. We'll also be learning some Bash shell scripting, which is important because it's part of your syllabus document. But our basic aims are to implement FLASK, implement PWA, and implement an SQL database in SQLite. So in terms of what you need to do to prepare is, first of all, if you don't have a GitHub account, create one. You'll need one. Once you have created a GitHub account, what I want you to do is click on this link here, and that's going to take you to the GitHub page that contains a solution to all of the steps that we're going to carry out. So we'll basically be going through all of these levels. This repository here contains all of those solutions. So what I would recommend to you is we need a copy of this repository, put it on your computer, and then open it so that you can see what the solutions are going to look like. Now, to do that, you may have in the past done code and then copy. Now, the problem with this is if you just copy the repository directly onto your computer, you can then try and do a commit from your computer, and it will try and push your changes into my copy of this repository. So what we're aiming to do in this instance is we're going to fork this repository. Now, what a fork means is that it's going to take a copy of a repository from my user ID and copy it into your user ID. And in that way, later on, if you make changes to it when you commit them and you synchronize, it's not going to upload those changes into my repository. It's going to upload them into your repository. So go ahead, click on fork. It's going to depend a bit on who you're logged in as, etc. What I've got is I've actually got a couple of users set up, so I can set up a different user, and I'm going to put a name of consolidated X just so that I can sort of recognize it as a duplicate for me. And once you've done that, you just create the fork. And it's doing that. So this document is talking about that. So once we've got the fork, then we need to copy the code, but click on the code button. So we're now in the fork. You can see my user ID has changed here, and it's consolidated X. So if I go code and click on copy to URL, now we can use that link so that we can go into Visual Studio Code and actually use that link. So let's go into Visual Studio Code now and let us clone our new repository that we've just forked. So you obviously go down to this one here, source control, and then clone repository and Control V and press enter. It's going to ask for a folder. I always actually use folders on my G drive so that everything's always backed up. I recommend you do the same actually. And what I've got here, I might put in, I'm going to create a new folder, just call it test3. Okay, select folder. It's now doing a copy. And we should, in just a minute, have all of the solution. So we can open it. Excellent. So we're pretty much set up here. So the way this is set up is there's a couple of Git files you don't need to worry about, and VS Code files you don't really need to worry about. But the important one here is the solution folder. So under solution, there's level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And over here on this screen, you can see that we're doing level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it got a bit lost there, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Doesn't scroll down any further. So that's going to follow through these steps. And so we'll go back to Visual Studio. So if you go into level 1, for instance, and you go to index, you can open it up, preview it. Oops, too many previews. Try that again. And you can see, so this is what we're aiming to actually produce, right? And then when you click on the link here, you're getting this very quick, sort of simple timetable. So this timetable is the vehicle we'll use to learn these different things. It's a very, very simple static website at the moment. We're just trying to create a static website. So you're pretty much set up at this stage. We'll go into the README and just see if there's anything else we need to do. So click on clone, I will put the screen up. So we'll select the clone repository, put blah, blah, blah. So we have our own copy. And so, yeah, for the rest of this session, we'll be using this repository. What I would recommend you do as the last step in this video is to close up solution there, go up to the consolidated, the main index, right click, not right click, maybe I have to, yep, and new folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder called what did I call it? My attempt. Okay, so it's going to be my attempt to recreate the solution folders under here. And that's where I'm just going to leave this video, where you've got my attempt, you've got solution. In the next video, we're actually going to go into level 1 and try and recreate level 1 under my attempt. So hopefully you're all set up now. You've got all the tools ready to go, and we will get into it in level 1. See you in the next video.